May 22nd, 2002. What started as any normal night has led to a mystery that I've never faced before. I received a letter in my mailbox from my dear friend Zio. There had been issues with paranormal reports on her island before, and with no doubt in her mind, she has allowed me to come yet again. The first series of letters that I've received from her reads as the following. Once again, I need your help. I can only hope that you have gotten this letter safely. By the time you receive this message, you need to take the last flight of the night to Deerdriu. I have a series of letters that I have left for you to find. You don't have much time. From Zio. As I approached the airport, I only hoped that I had the strength needed to travel to a land unknown. A seemingly peaceful island harbored a deep secret that we were both supposed to solve together, but now has become an island that I need to solve alone. On the plane, I looked at ease as I could make out the face of my dear friend, but as I landed, I had learned that things weren't as they seemed. I walked toward the entrance of the island. It was peaceful. It was at this spot I picked up my first letter. Dear Ophelia, avoid talking to the villagers. From Zio. What fate has befallen Zio? Why isn't she showing her face? As I made my way around the island, things seemed peaceful enough. It looked like a very peaceful beach. However, there were traces of some serious signs of activity. I couldn't really quite make it out, but it looked like there was something going on. I even found this wonderful play area for young children, despite there being no traces of other humans on this island besides me. She seemed friendly enough, and despite Zio telling me not to talk to anyone, I chose to anyway. To my surprise, it seems like there were other monsters on this island, but I walked away, hoping that they wouldn't notice me. Perhaps they were dormant at night. Maybe they didn't want to eat me. I proceeded up the steps. All I could make out was an abandoned concert hall. And to my surprise, I found yet another letter. Dear Ophelia, keep moving. Do not stay in the same location. They are watching you. From Zio. I wandered a little further out, and I could see a lighthouse. But where do I go? I wandered around the island for hours, and yet I still saw no sign of her. Its light was shining out, but to who Was it trying to convey me a message? I wondered if I should turn back. The sight was beautiful, yet haunting. I proceeded and found myself another abandoned cafe. And right outside of Nook's Cranny, a suitcase filled with bells. I walked around more, looking for some hope, some kind of clue. The area around her house seemed normal enough. It started off as a simple outdoor kitchen, but when I ventured to the left I saw more blood. Whose blood was this? And why would they leave a magic set? Was it to taunt me? I knew I had to go inside. The house looked peaceful enough. Everything was orderly, neat. She always loved the natural glowing mushrooms around the area. It was quiet, and yet so peaceful. I walked into her study. In the study, it was filled with her favorite things: the pursuit of knowledge and video games. It was so nice to see her style being reflected in her own home decor. And while she invited me over, this was the first I've seen it. I made my way into her other study. It was very lively and very peaceful. Her love of wildlife is being reflected throughout the house. I wanted to go in, but all I could find was a "keep out" sign, scribbled in blood. I pushed my way through, but it was locked. Out of all the rooms in her house, her love of the zodiac items and astrology have always kept me at peace. This area was beautiful, and we talked about someday becoming astronauts and flying out to outer space together. It made me feel like we actually could once going into her room. Once I made my way downstairs, I realized there was something much darker at work. Something sinister, even. The room was strewn about in blood, like there had been fights, and lab experiments of some sort were being conducted in this space. Was there something dark and sinister happening to Zio, and even though I dared not to wonder it, I couldn't help but worry and think. Maybe she is behind some of the disappearances. As I watched the life or death wheels spin around and round, I made my way out. There was no way I could stay. I felt shamed. Ashamed that I even thought she was capable of making any villager disappear. However, I donned my trusty detective outfit on. I knew that I had to get behind these mysteries. I had to know that I wasn't alone on this island anymore. I had to know she was out there somewhere, waiting for me. And I had to know if she was okay. It wasn't until I made my way to the bulletin board that I read this message. Dear Ophelia, don't worry about me. Everything is fine. I wasn't sure what came over me, but you can just go home. Everyone's just playing a game. I hope you had fun. From Zio. This letter of assurance is for what was going on, and I couldn't believe she wanted to just play a prank on me. I looked at her town flag, hoping it would give me a sign. Something, some insight to where she could have gone. Should I go into the house? I didn't go in. I made my way towards her museum area. The T-Rex skull moving at me. It definitely looked out of place. Were there any more clues? No letters to be found. I made my way to the museum now. It was wonderful, just looking around peacefully. However, there were no signs of clues. Going back to the beach, perhaps there would be something. Anything I could find. I saw the Statue of Liberty. It gave me a sense of hope and peace and freedom. But it seemed like a cruel joke now that I couldn't find my dear friend. As I wandered, I found an odd-shaped rock formation, and I decided to go in. It looks to be an abandoned cemetery. No one had been there in ages. The weeds had grown over. And yet, as I looked up, I saw an hourglass reminding me how time is fleeting. Right then and there, I noticed something happening to the last letter I received. I saw my letter change right in front of me. Instead of the previous message, it read as the following. He knows that you know too much. He will stop at no cost. I'm sorry if I'm bringing you into this. I told him that you'll be going now. I'm sorry. What was I supposed to do with this information? Do I just leave? I ran off. There's no way I could leave her behind now. There's no way she would tell me this and expect me to just go. This back area looks abandoned. It gave me nothing but the creeps. There looked to be some sort of satanic ritual happening here. And even in my distress, I knew I had to keep it together. There's no way I could just leave her behind. It was weird to me that in an island with so much pain, there was also so much beauty. This was it. The answer I've been looking for the whole time was inside that ship. The wanted sign, the money outside of Nook's. From the series of letters, I became shockingly aware that the villagers knew every single one of them was a part of her murder. And now I knew too much.